Hey everyone, welcome back to Glass Seats. This is Viddy.
And my name is Mrinal. And on this episode, we are checking in on all of our playoff hockey that's going on across the league. Round 2 has started, and it's a doozy.
Yeah, how are y'all doing? Your team still in it? Team doing good? Bad? Playoff team? Lottery team?
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
As long as you're watching, you must have had a heart attack by now.
Yeah.
All these games have been so intense.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of these are either, like even the blowout games, there's something entertaining about them. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like there's something to appreciate in all of these games far.
So far, I think only one series has had blowouts, which is the Boston-Florida one.
I mean, there was also like wasn't there the Avalanche-Winnipeg one?
Oh, that was first round.
Oh, you're saying second round. Yeah,
since the second round started.
Since the second round. You probably just Boston, Florida.
Just Boston, Florida. All right. Do you want to start there, actually?
Yeah, let's do it, yeah.
Boston and Florida are 1-1 heading to Boston for Game 3. Game 2 was on the day we're recording this. We're recording this Wednesday, May 8th. Mm-hmm. So all of our stats are as of that date.
Yeah.
But yeah, Boston takes down Florida 5-1 in Game 1. And then Florida returns the favor and takes down Boston 6-1 in Game 2.
Yeah.
So 2 blowouts.
Not expected that.
Yeah. But entertainment-wise, I think you've been watching this series more closely than I have. So why don't you give us the rundown?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I didn't expect Boston to come out swinging the way they did in Game 1. And yeah, they were just the better team, out hustled them in every aspect. And you know, honestly, the fans were leaving early. It started to look like the struggling Florida days with how empty the arena was before the game ended. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I saw the picture of that. Those fans want success, and they will not take anything less.
Yeah, as they should. I mean, as they should. They went to the finals last year and fell a little bit short, but I would argue this team looks better anyway. So, yeah. And after that, you know, there was a message to be sent in the next game. In Game 2,
it's that Michael Jordan meme. And I took that personally.
They really did.
Yeah.
It really did. And I would say like the first period, maybe first 15. Yeah, let's say first period.
Not the first period. Didn't the first period end 1-0 Boston?
Yeah. Boston scored first, and then they got.
This is Game 2 we're talking about.
Yeah, and then they got 6-piece and. You know, some special teams goals. There was shorty, yeah, and it was just every time there was a goal, and the frustrations kept building more and more. And I would say around like at the 10-minute point of the third period, there was a lot of ejections, or at least they started between Pat Maroon and Nick Cousins. They were both booted during a TV timeout of all things. You know, they had a little scruff, and then I think that was honestly the refs just kind of putting their foot down and saying, "Hey, we're not going to let this get out of control," and. The game got out of control.
It still got out of control.
Yeah, so there was just this. Yeah, those benches were looking empty at some point, and then the highlight of it, in my opinion, was Matthew Tkachuk and David Pastrnak, center ice, dropped the gloves. Good old fight, and I think maybe Tkachuk broke the code a little bit, and so when I say that, he won the fight, but he continued to punch Pastrnak when he was down. And I don't know, it's not a great look to do that. And then Pastrnak, he was able to break free from the refs, and then he went after Tkachuk and started punching his head into the ice too. Mm-hmm. And you know, I think I don't even know if I can blame Pastrnak at that point. You broke the code, and it's almost like an eye for an eye thing, right?
So, yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone's blaming Pastrnak.
Yeah,
but let's start with Tkachuk's actions here.
Yeah,
expected, right? This is Matt Tkachuk.
Yeah.
This is Matt Tkachuk, of course. Expected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think the point you bring up earlier that Maroon was no longer in the game is significant because Maroon was acquired to be the guy to deter all of that.
Yeah.
You know? But as soon as he gets kicked out of the game, Tkachuk antics start.
Yeah.
You know? So good on Pastrnak for sticking up, and it shows that the Bruins won't roll over.
Yeah.
And you need that kind of fight in the playoffs. And, you know, Game 3 is much watched now.
Well, what's the phrase you've lost the battle but won the war?
Yeah,
I guess the war hasn't been won yet, but you know, like it's good to show some fight, even if you lose.
Yeah, so I don't think Boston's going to go quietly into the night. You know?
Keep in mind, this is the team that erased Boston's historic season last year. There is some bad blood going into this already.
Oh, yeah, they already don't like each other.
Yeah, so I mean,
and you know, Game 3 is going to be a doozy heading into Boston. Boston at home is someone you don't want to mess with.
Yeah,
so it's going to be tight.
Yeah, testosterone is flaring this series
for sure. Let's talk about one that went the other way. The New York Rangers take a 2-0 lead over the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah, this was controversial.
I mean, the biggest problem Carolina has had is special teams.
Yeah.
They're 0 for 10 on their power play, while New York is 4 for 9 on theirs.
Did you see the game-winning goal for in the double overtime?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that penalty? Do you think that was actually a cross-check that led to that goal? I felt like it was a little bit of a soft call in double overtime of the playoffs.
This is the thing with reffing in playoff hockey. It's just you could call a penalty every like 3 seconds if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Right. So then it just becomes up to the ref on what do they call, what do they don't.
Yeah.
You know. So I get that the cross check was controversial, but come on, man, 0 for 10. I don't feel bad for you at that point.
Yeah, it's almost like the writing's on the wall, and obviously it might have been a soft call or whatever, but yeah, you got to do better than 0 and 10. It's not. I don't know how you can put up numbers like that, especially with your stacked offense, your stacked healthy offense, by the way, and expect a different result. So also, I think this is on Carolina.
I've noticed Carolina has Brent Burns playing penalty kill.
Yeah.
Is that really your best option?
Go watch any tape from San Jose. Love the guy, but go watch any tape from San Jose.
Good.
He's better. He used to be a forward. He literally was a forward at some point in his career.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he played penalty kill in San Jose. And it didn't go great either.
No, it didn't. He's not a defensive forward, and that's fine, but like, don't put him on the penalty kill.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I don't know. Maybe Carolina doesn't have a better option, but like,
something you got to invest to then, right?
Yeah. Like Brent Burns playing defense is like, it's like watching a street hockey player who's more skilled.
Yeah.
It's the same mentality of just, lie down, kick it around with your feet.
Yeah.
He's not good at the defensive spacing.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal offensive defenseman.
Yeah.
But, also he's 39. He's not that fast anymore.
Yeah, he's big, he's physical, but in terms of like killing penalties, I'm not sure that's his strong suit. So
yeah, so I don't know what's going on with the Carolina penalty kill, but they got to figure out their special teams here.
Yeah.
Shall we move over to the West?
Yes.
Colorado takes a 1-0 lead over Dallas, erases a 3-goal lead from Dallas at the end of the first period to come back and win it in overtime.
Yeah. And honestly, I watched this game start to finish. And as soon as I saw that third goal, I believe it was 3-0 going into the first intermission, I was like, they're about to blow this. No team goes up that quickly in the playoffs, especially against a team against the Avalanche, and comes out on top. I've seen this story way too many times. I've seen too many teams blow this 3-0 lead in a game just because they peaked too quickly, right? And at that point, a little bit of just human complacency sets in, right?
And you could really see the difference that people talk about when you play 7 in a previous round versus 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Dallas went into, and you saw both sides of the coin in this game.
Yeah.
Dallas went into the series having beaten Vegas in 7.
Mm-hmm.
They had just played about 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado beat Winnipeg in 5 and had almost a week off.
Yeah. I believe the last game they played was like not even in May. So it was a while ago.
Yeah. So you could see in that first period, Dallas was on it right away.
Yeah.
Colorado was a bit sloppy, a bit slow. So Dallas took advantage and scored 3 goals right away.
Mm-hmm.
But as the game went on, Dallas got tired.
Yeah.
You could see them. They were standing up more. They were puck watching more, not skating as fast. And Colorado took advantage of that. They had the energy in the second half. So I want to say props to Jared Bednar for keeping his team in it and knowing that the game was going to come to them.
Yeah.
Because, it's easy to, like you're saying, the complacency, right? That goes for the team that's down too.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to say, okay, this game's a wash. We'll get them next time, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's on the head coach and his staff that he was able to keep them in this game and take advantage of Dallas's fatigue later on.
Yeah, agreed. And a slight counterpoint to that, there was a long stretch where Dallas didn't really get any shots on goal, and that again, fatigue might have been a huge factor. Come overtime though, they immediately went ripping with like 5 shots on goal in like the first 7 minutes or whatever it was,
because they knew they needed to end it quickly.
Yeah,
Dallas was not up for like a 4 OT or 5 OT.
They
game.
were for sure going to lose.
Their best chance was to win it quickly.
Yeah, and unfortunately they got caught lacking in the neutral zone, for lack of a better way, and Miles Wood took off and ended it. And again, the speed of that Colorado team, oh my God.
And you saw the fatigue. Like, Heiskanen is not a slow skater.
No.
And Miles Wood went around him.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was just fatigue.
Yeah, that's why I feel like, yes, they did blow a 3-0 lead, but I feel like it's not like they just laid over and died, and not for like an invalid reason, right? Like, it's not like, game 7 up for both of these teams or whatever. It's like they eliminated the Vegas Golden Knights 48 hours ago, then had to play another game while Colorado's been resting for like a week and a half, something like that, right? So I don't know. I think we're starting fresh in game 2, so it'll be okay.
Also, what a matchup for Dallas to take. You have to beat the 2023 Cup champ in round 1, and now the 2022 Cup champ in round 2.
This might be a bold prediction, but I think whoever's taking this series is winning the Cup.
Yeah, you said that last episode as well, right?
Yeah. I don't care who's in the East. Who's beating these two teams? I'm sorry. Who's beating these two?
I mean, the way they're playing, maybe New York.
Yeah, sure. But at some point, they're going to lose a couple games here and there.
Yeah,
they're 6-0 right now. Great. But they're going to lose at some point.
But, there's always an if.
Yeah, sure.
They could be the greatest hockey team ever.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'll, props to you at that point too. But there's a lot more hockey left to be played.
All right. Last series is the Pacific one. Edmonton versus Vancouver is going on live while we're recording this episode.
Yeah.
Current score is 4-1, 5 minutes left in the second.
Who's up?
Oilers are up 4.
Ooh, jeez.
So Oilers ended the first
This
period.
is in Vancouver too, by the way. Right?
Yes, games in Vancouver.
Jeez.
We talked about this last episode of Vancouver having to find the next gear. Haven't found it yet.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
There's a period to go, and it's a 3-goal lead.
Yeah,
and it's the playoffs.
I did see Thatcher Demko playing, practicing.
Yeah.
So his timeline might be returning soon, and that would be huge for Vancouver. But still got to weather a storm. You still got McDavid, Draisaitl, Kane, Hyman. Edmonton's offense is. We've talked about it on the show before, and they are not to be trifled with. So
I'm just checking real quick. It is Artur Shilov's in net.
Yep. Yeah.
So Demko not back in game action yet.
Yeah. So
also speaking of Hyman, he has 2 goals in this game.
Oh my God, this guy. And this is it's not just because McDavid's feeding him pucks all the time. Like, this guy's actually good.
Yeah. Oilers are looking like a juggernaut right now.
Yeah. Shoot, man. That's gonna be a battle of the West. Because again, assuming they do actually come out on top, them versus Colorado or Dallas, it's gonna be a treat to see. Yeah, I have a hard time believing in East teams winning the cup this year. I'm sorry. The
West looks strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So
anything else for this episode?
No, I think that's it.
Hope you enjoyed our breakdown of the current playoffs. We'll be doing these every week as we record, and the playoffs keep going. We go toward the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah.
Hope it's exciting. Hope you guys are still enjoying playoff hockey, and hope you're still enjoying Glass Seats. Drop a like if you liked this episode, and hit subscribe. We got 3 episodes out every week, so stay tuned for those. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.